Hi, everybody,
Hi, good evening.
and welcome to Super Sunday once again.
It is a rainy, gross Sunday.
Perfect day for some chicken and wild rice soup.
Chicken and wild rice tonight. Pretty excited, actually.
So this is a firstie for us because they said, hey, you're going to need 2 giant pots. So here we are with those.
And we're not starting in our big blue soup pot for the first time ever in this series, which is a little weird.
So here we are with the first 9 ingredients on the list.
So this is chicken and wild rice soup. The first 9 ingredients are 2 quarts of chicken broth, but we have stock, so same.
More flavor.
Yeah, I'm gonna double fist it over there. I think we're gonna go a little bit out of order. I'm gonna have you grab a whisk once those are in, and we're gonna whisk in the seasonings, which is some chicken bouillon powder, thyme, garlic powder, and parsley.
Well, let me get a whisk.
So we'll whisk those in.
I'm going to whisk her away.
And then we have a cup of finely chopped celery. That ended up being 3 ribs, but we did not have very big ribs, so.
You might have more or less. There's half a cup of onions.
Half a cup of minced, diced, whatever you want to call it.
Finely chopped.
Finely chopped onion.
Which is just a small onion.
A cup of shredded carrots. Straight from the package because we're kind of lazy.
Because we're bougie like that.
And
Jurgen, you disregard this part. Oh wait, everybody else, you can have mushrooms.
half a pound of mushrooms chopped. And we're going to bring that to a boil, cover and simmer it for a half hour.
In the meantime, there's really not much for us to do. So I guess we'll go ahead and take our very first break of the evening.
Whew. It's a quick start to this soup.
Quick start, yeah.
And we have 6 ingredients left.
Break time.
All right, bye friends.
Oh, we're back.
We're on.
We're on. It's on. So we took a long break and let this soup simmer down.
It's been going for 27 minutes now.
So we're going to give it just like another half a second.
So we have half a stick of butter.
A fourth of a cup.
Going
don't know.
Going in the big blue soup pot.
And I'm just going to melt this butter down.
And we're going to add a 1/4 cup of AP flour.
So,
but we wanted to just be on film because as soon as that comes together, the soup goes in it and we carry on.
So yeah, we're just, we're doing this.
We we prepped ahead for this soup in that we made the wild rice that's going in it yesterday. Wild rice takes almost an hour, depending on what kind you get. So we did that yesterday and threw it in the fridge, no big deal. And we cheated a little bit in that we picked up a rotisserie chicken at Costco when we were there rather than cooking chicken.
All right, so our butter is melted down, and we're going to whisk in some flour to make a roux.
So this is just a 1/4 cup of AP flour. Done.
And we'll let that toast up a little bit.
Well, this was the weekend before Halloween. Did everyone have a good weekend before Halloween? We went to the local sports bar, and Dan won 3rd place in the costume contest.
I would have got first, but Cheryl didn't want to come and hang out with me.
Well, in hindsight, I should have dressed up as Nancy. I should have worn Dare to Keep Kids Off Drugs t-shirt and a skirt and some sensible pumps.
Just say no. All right, folks. So this roux is cooked down, and it's starting to bubble a little bit. So now it's time to add in our soup.
So this is a little bit interesting in that this is hot AF. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start it with the ladle.
There we go. That's what we should do.
It smells really good.
Okay, so that'll make it so it doesn't splash too. It looks really yummy. It's kind of chunky.
So the soup we made last week, not a win. It actually almost was the end of the big blue soup pot.
But we saved it.
It just took forever.
It's fine.
Here. Okay, here we go.
The good thing is, it's that caraway stuff that'll be really super easy to clean. Alright, so that's our timer for our letting our soup cook and simmer for. And now we are going to bring this up to a boil.
Okay.
So we'll add a little heat there.
Clean up my mess.
Alright, you can have this one back. Oh, and now we're going to add our wine.
Okay, do we have to... Okay.
So we're going to...
Nope, we need to bring to a boil for 2 minutes. Ooh, I see that flour getting sticky on the bottom.
That's why I'm stirring still. So we'll keep stirring.
This soup does have wine in it, so our drink of the night by default is the rest of the bottle of wine, which is a lovely vintage Kirkland brand Sauvignon Blanc.
On sale at Costco for like $9.95 a case.
I think it's $6.99 a bottle. It's actually a very solid Sauv Blanc if you are a fan of Kim Crawford or Oyster Bay Sauv Blanc.
Same.
It's really very similar.
Alright,
nice.
so we're going to bring that up to a boil. It's just going to take a couple minutes and that stuff's freaking hot. And I'm going to grab some wine.
Okay.
How about those Seahawks today, huh?
Here we go. 2 minutes.
That's tasty.
It is. The soup is a beautiful color. It's like a...
Fall.
It feels very fallish, this soup.
Got some nice brown and orange.
And our rice is actually kind of brownish red. It's an interesting color.
All right, I think that we can go ahead and throw our broth in. Or not, our...
It says it's supposed to thicken.
Well, I don't think it's going to thicken much.
Okay.
It probably might, maybe? I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
We'll just set a 2-minute timer just for good measure.
So we'll have to entertain you for 2 minutes. Boiling.
That's an aggressive boil.
Cook and stir for 2 minutes or until thickened.
So we bought some candy while we were at Costco today. We usually don't get very many trick-or-treaters. We get the 3 kids from next door. Occasionally another couple of randos. So we went big or went home. We got a box of 30 full-size candy bars.
Mostly M&M's.
To give out.
Stir, stir, stir.
In 2020, we gave out full-size candies and Rainier to any parent that was chaperoning.
Was quite funny because we didn't get very many trick-or-treaters, but they did return.
Yeah, so the parents would drink their beer for a few houses and then circle back. Get a refill. It was cracking us up.
Which was fine with us because we just had an 18-pack of Rainier that just had to go away.
We were sitting out on the deck. Of course, it wasn't raining side. It's been pouring rain today. Thank God the weather held Saturday. Dan went on a memorial motorcycle ride for a fallen rider, and it was beautiful on Saturday. Absolutely gorgeous.
I'm going to turn this down a little bit. I don't think that's going to pick it up anymore.
But today, not
Raining
gorgeous.
sideways.
Not gorgeous. Okay, so we have a 1/4 cup of this Sauv Blanc going in the pot. I lied. A 1/2 cup. And then a can of condensed cream of mushroom, no additional liquid, just the
soup.
Just the gloop. So we're going to get that all good and incorporated. That will help with the texture also. The cream of mushroom. We just use the Winco brand because if it's just going in a recipe, it does not matter what brand it is. You do not have to pay for Campbell's.
I think the Winco brand is like 40 cents.
If you're eating it to eat the soup, yes, get the better brand, of course. But if it's going in a recipe, do not waste your money. Are we incorporated?
Well, that soup's a little chunky still, but it's going to go out.
Do you need a little whisker?
I think it's okay.
Okay.
Turn the heat back up a little bit.
It's all or nothing to do with that heat, isn't it?
Like a little blowtorch. Alright, I don't see any more chunks of soup.
Maybe some. Do you need the whisk back? You need the whisk.
Oh, we're not going to puree this one, by the way. That just turns into a mess. I'll let her whisk that. I'm going to have some wine.
We just don't want a chunk of condensed mushroom soup in somebody's mouth.
Might feel like a slug.
Blech.
Alright, so then once that's all in there.
Okay, that looks a little better, right?
Alright. Well, let's throw that rice in there.
So we have 3 cups of wild rice. Already cookered up. Like I said, wild rice takes forever to cook. So that is going in the pot. And, well, it calls for 2 cups of chicken. We have more than 2, but that's okay. Ooh. After that soup and it is hot.
Alright, so we're just going to let this cook for a few minutes to let that rice get hot and the chicken. Because we don't want cold chicken and rice.
Yeah, and we want to break the rice up a little bit if it's gotten clumpy in the fridge overnight. But it's a thick soup, but it's not a stew.
It's hearty.
It's hearty. And I'm real excited for it.
And the color is fantastic.
Yeah, my laptop is dying, so I can't really bring you over to see. You just have to take our word for it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful soup.
It is delicious. I'm talking about the wine. It's delicious for sure.
Do you want to taste the soup to see if I worry with adding that quantity of rice that the salt may be lacking now. It's a little weird that we didn't add any salt. We also didn't add any pepper, which is a little odd, but we're open-minded people. So, Dan got a new sweatshirt, so that means I got new laundry. What do you think, babe?
It's very mushroomy. We'll want
I think a little salt could go a long way in that.
little pincher.
It could be white or seasoned, either way. Salt, maybe a couple cracks of pepper. It's quite tasty. Jurgen, you may not ever have this soup, but if you're not Jurgen, it's quite tasty.
This is definitely make me hurry to take the power out. So, little salt, little pepper, nothing crazy. And we're just going to let that warm up. And we'll be back to serve it in just a few minutes.
We may not be able to show that because my laptop is dying dead. But
Uh-oh.
trust us, we're going to eat it.
All right. We'll see you in a few.
Okay, friends. Bye-bye.